Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor. Call you sponsor. Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Yeah, I'm with you because all of those things are comfort to help get us through. And I don't know that I will ever be there where they don't work. You know, because I'm still doing this human experience. I still gossip. I still binge watch. I still do things that take me out of reality. The only thing is I'm very aware of it and I'm very kind to myself. It happened this week. So I do have a lot of stuff that I need to hang up. I need to order. I need to organize. And my whole goal was I'm going to do it this weekend. And Friday night, I was like, no, baby girl, you worked all week. You can relax and binge watch TV. You just do that. We'll get to it tomorrow. And yesterday I was like, I don't want to. And I was like, okay, baby girl. Like, you don't want to. We get that. Maybe tonight, nope, I don't want to. I want to have what I want to eat. I want to watch a TV show. I don't want to do that organization. And then today it was like, okay, we're doing it. This is what we committed to ourselves. This is a discipline. This is how we show love for ourselves and self-care. So I know you don't want to, but we're doing it. And the only difference is that I still use all those other things. It's just the way that I talk to myself and give myself permission and discipline myself. I don't think it's ever going away.
Yeah, I this week was like, I was taking action as far as income generating actions, allowing myself to have space and really being in this energy of like, wow, how wonderful it is. I have like one day today, another day, of life, and just being in that space and just staying connected to, my inner self, my higher self, my, guiding spirit, if you will, like. And it was a pleasant week, and I found myself trying to negotiate in my head of like how much, it's like, is there an end? What does it look like? Like, it's just like, but it's the journey. And, it's like, I want relief. And, so like what was left is like, okay, I could binge. And it's like, okay, well, I'm tired, so go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like I watched part of a show that was semi-interesting, but it's like I've binged so much that it's like there's, it's like, and I refuse to do Real Housewives and I refuse to do RuPaul because I know I will watch every season and every iteration that's out there and I will not come out you'll see it in the spring, So
don't actively try it. I
just don't want to start because I just know. And so I was tired. And so I'm connected that way where I'm like, okay, go to bed. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm no longer scrolling when I'm tired, like when I'm lonely, I don't sit by myself. It's like there's been that for me, that's been significant growth. So
can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Because this is what is coming to my head, and I could be way off, but it's something I've been doing for decades and didn't realize I was doing. I think this conversation is really helping me. I have been in a place where I'm either a good girl or a bad girl. And that's the way it goes. And if I'm being a good girl and spiritually fit, we do not watch TV. We do not gossip. We power ahead. We journal. We meditate. We don't even think of these things. We are a good girl. And if I'm being bad, I binge. I, don't do it. It's all or nothing for me. That I'm either this spiritual being doing everything right in my program, or I'm just like, okay, I'll get to it later and I'm Scarlett O'Hara.
So I would say in the past, that was definitely me. I would say currently, not so much. I mean, I've definitely been eliminating the good, bad out of the equation, especially with emotions and just like, okay, what is the experience? Stephen Bartlett, I think I mentioned his name. He needs to be our first guest, P.S. First. Number one, top of list.
I haven't heard of him, and he's going to be your first guest. Wait, you haven't even told me about him, and he's supposed to be
have I not? Oh my God. I fell down the vortex with Stephen Vortex. He's, okay, so he has an experimental a chief experiment officer in one of his companies. He's an entrepreneur. He's based in the UK. He's Black. He's 31 years old. He had his first company at 18. He is the next gen of CEO 2.0. He's legit amazing. From his podcast to his marketing to all the stuff he's invested in, I'm just like, hire me, Steven. And he has a chief experiment officer, and so his thing is measuring failures. He doesn't count wins. He wants to fail at the most rapidest rate possible, because that's where the most growth happens. And I was like, huh? So that's kind of been the lens that I'm looking at through this week, where it's like, okay, I'm coming up on halfway through my life, and what do I want to do the rest of my life? Like, do you know what is really important? And so for me, the gossip piece is like, I don't want to spend time on it. It's not that I'm good or bad. You know what I mean? It's just that I don't want to spend my time on that right now. You know, other than finding an income, it's like, I think I am here. I think I have gifts that were given to me some point. And my purpose right now is to actually share them and use them and to be of service with them, you know? And so that's kind of been the focus. And it hasn't been like, I'm good. Like, you know, I ate one day and I literally went to Krispy Kreme, and then I went to Dunkin' Donuts, and then I went to Thing. I was like, oh, this is yummy. Enjoy every moment, you know? And I knew it was like, this is not going to be tomorrow. This is today. We're having a thing, and let's just go, you know?
Right.
And so it's not, so to answer your question, it's not this week, at least, good or bad. I think that it has been in the past, but this week, not so much.
Yeah, totally. I just was wondering, because you were like, I'm done growing. And then you were like, I could do these things, but I'm not doing these things. It just, it was like putting you in a place where you're fucked no matter what.
I think at the core is I could just use some more sleep, even though my sleep monitor has been saying you've been sleeping really well.
Oh my God, that's what I did last night. That is what I did. I literally was like, it's 7:40 and I'm fucking tired. And I was going to get up this morning for my 7:30 a.m. meeting. And it was like, it's 6 a.m. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. I woke up at 8:10, which is like so late for me, especially going to bed at 7:40 p.m. And that's what I've noticed. The more I sleep, the more tired I am. Like, I am a 7-hour girly. If I get more than 7 hours, I want 15. If I get less, I don't know what happens, but I am a 7-hour. That is my sweet spot. Anything more, I can't get enough.
Well, you know, I was listening to Stephen Bartlett.
I have no idea who he is. I'm just like, I'm so upset. You've just been cheating on me and not telling me who it is.
I'm gonna forward you, but in one of his podcasts called Diary of a CEO, he talks of, I think it's Arthur C. Brooks from Harvard, who's the happiness professor that works with the Dalai Lama and wrote a book with Oprah, among many other things.
Ouch. Wait, I just got hit. There's so much name dropping. Okay, keep going.
And he talks about the 8-hour sleep cycle, which we really just need 7 in his research.
Really? Okay, yes. I love him.
Yes. And so when you said 7, you know, I have one of those Aura rings, soon to be one of our sponsors, and it tells me that it's 7 hours is my window too.
Wow.
Yeah. And I love that you know that, where you're like, yes, I'm a 7 hours girl. And it's like, yes. And the research is, I mean, you know, like the scientists,
that is
like
bananas. That is
bananas.
Really cool. Because
it's so cool.
It really does, like, that is the great thing about having this length of sobriety and giving myself permission to explore. It's kind of like what I was talking about when I go thrifting and I can like feel the material, look at the thing and finally realize like, ooh, this is what I like. This is what fits good for me. And knowing more and more about that stuff. And then the evolution that I'm having today is being okay if the stuff that is yes for me is a no for everyone else, which I haven't been in the past. I've been like, this is a yes for me. Y'all all got to try it. Y'all all got to get on board with it. Yeah, like everybody had to be on board with my yeses for them to be validated. And
That's
I'm
so beautiful.
finally at the place where my yeses are my yeses. You guys take them, you guys leave them, you guys make fun of them, you guys hate them, you guys adore them. That does not change that they are my yeses.
God, I think I could cry, but I'm not. That is, for me, like healing.
Mm.
You know, like if I go back to like the Dr. Becky stuff where, you know, where the parent doesn't repair, the child is left blaming themselves and they're left with self-blame, shame, and self-doubt. And what you just described, what I'm like identifying with is this: you're you, you know you enjoy you, and y'all can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Finally, though, Sam. And I know it's not going to stay, or maybe it will stay, you know, whatever. I'm willing to have the experience with it. But I've been looking for this type of freedom. And it turns out it's an inner freedom. I kept waiting for everybody else to get on board for me to feel this. Like, why won't they do it right? I had no idea, even though everything says it from, you know, what is the movie with the witch and Dorothy? Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz.
It said, babe, click your heels. Like, it's the magic is within you the whole time. Every single, like, Buddha thing, everything was like, it's in you. It's like, yeah. So anyways, when are they going to do it right?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's healing. I just was thinking, God, I'm really grateful I get to keep going with you because you're ahead, you know, you have more 24s, right? And so there's more wisdom, you know? And yeah, that is for me healing. When you were talking, I was like, oh, that's the healing piece.
Yeah.
You know?
It feels like it. It really feels like it.
Yeah. So we're at our final 5, and I love that we really talked about slogans, mantras, and more. We were focused on the and more, which is perfect.
That's what I was gonna say. We doubled down on the and more.
And more. We always want more. So I have a question for you.
Please.
Two parts. One is, do you believe in the mantra? A, and B is, do you have a favorite slogan and or mantra?
That's a good question. I heard somebody say, think through the think the other day, which I thought was really good. But then I'm also like, I don't think we're supposed to be thinking so much. Who is it? There was somebody I've been listening to who is like, they got it all wrong when they said, I know who I am because I think. What is it?
Oh,
I think, therefore I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Plato, I want to. One of those
Plato.
guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. And somebody I was listening to was like, nah, they kind of got it right, but it's like, I am because I am. Like, the thinking is there to prevent us from, to help us in an emergency situation with lions or somebody chasing us or something like that. That's what the thinking is there for. And every other animal doesn't have that. And so we actually have now just gotten caught up in the thinking, and we can't just be because we are, if that makes any sense. So that has nothing to do with the slogan. So I'm keeping on track with our.
That's fabulous. We're so on it today. We love it. It brings such joy to me.
There's your and more. So okay,
you did say think or whatever.
Think through the think.
Through the thing. So mantras, I think, and this is going to come up in another episode anyway, so you'll just, no spoiler alert. But the mantra piece is, I just was like, yeah, cockamamie, whatever. And the more I practice, it's like if through my lens, it's like everything we say is if everything we say is an affirmation, what am I saying? Right. I used to hear worrying is like praying for what I don't want,
Right.
And so what am I praying for? Right. The slogans, like it's where I started off, it's like first things first has always been my jam. Like still it helps me at work. It helps me in life. It helps me getting ready in the morning. Like, brush your teeth so you don't forget and you're not finding yourself in a meeting with some plaque, like, which has happened twice this week. So it's like progress, not perfection.
There we go.
But yeah, I'm so grateful these tools, and I am excited about this orb scenario and this reflective thing because it's slowly clicking in my brain, and I'm excited to practice and seeing what my experience is as I continue my day today. So grateful for your experience and perspective as always. And here we go. We did it again.
I am so grateful for these meat and potato, nourishing, full pack nutrient conversations that keep my brain and spirit alive. So thank you so much. And y'all bitches, go call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor.
Send us an email with comments, questions, or concerns, bcysponsor@gmail.com.
Don't forget to rate 5 stars.